Hello, everyone. Welcome to Parents Making an Investment. Today, we're going to talk about investing in our children financially. We talked a little bit about this in the last video, and I shared my experience. And today, I have another experience to share with you. Not only investing in our children financially, but teaching them to make an investment. So, as parents, even though we are investing financially, whether it's to save up, whether it's to invest financially in them in many different ways, which we do. We are investing financially in them when it comes to putting them in sports, when it comes to putting them to play a particular instrument or anything like that, or play a particular extracurricular activity. It is to some extent a financial investment because these are things, activities, experiences, skills that our children will be able to use later in life. And it opens the doors of opportunity for them in many different ways as they get older, that they have choices and they can choose to do these particular sports or play this instrument and continue that skill or that interest in their later life. And so we are still investing when we feel at times that we're spending all this money to put them in ballet, to put them in letting them play a piano, and these are things that they're saying that they want to do. Go ahead and do it because in the end, it's still a financial investment. You are investing in their future and you're opening doors for them from this age that they'll be able to walk through later. But today, I want to share a story with you of teaching them to invest and make investment and also having goals, setting goals, financial goals that they will be able to use later in life. And it seems little, the little things that we do with them now, but believe it or not, and believe it by faith, that they will use these method to set bigger financial goals in their own personal lives. And so the tools and the seeds that we're planting into their lives now and we're giving them, they will remain in their toolbox. And this as we water this seed and keep pouring into them and encouraging them and show them in different ways to use these goals and financial goals of setting, they will eventually apply it later in their own personal life as they grow. And so one story that I have was with my son. And when he was younger, what I did was I had little small financial goals, like he wanted a Hot Wheel car. And so a Hot Wheel car only cost $1. And what we would do when we go to the store, he would have to save up for that car. And then he would bring it and bring the money and purchase his own car. And so as different things came along that he wanted, that was small, and I felt like he earned it. I would eventually let him save up, and then he would come with me to the store and use his money to purchase these little items. Now, as he got older, he still wanted to demonstrate that same method, but the financial goals did get bigger. And so at this time, he wanted a Mac computer, or a laptop rather. And this was a new Mac computer. And so, yes, this was a bigger financial goal, but the method was still, how to save up for it was still pretty much the same. Now, at the time, because I was a single parent, I didn't have the opportunity to give my child allowance and to give him allowance on a weekly basis. So then, therefore, a lot of the money that would be used towards this would be coming from gifts that he received, like monetary gifts, like on his birthday or Christmas or any any type of income, even with other supporting adults that would just give him money. That meant that this is where that, that finances was going to have to come from, because he's not getting the money from, you know, having, you know, having, I'm sorry, I'm losing thought, having allowance. So he did not have allowance at all. So then, therefore, it would come from those other sources, which is fine, but the goal was it took a little bit longer because he wasn't getting money on a weekly basis. But he did save up anyway. And he would take his money, his birthday money, and what he did was he would ask, because he wanted this computer, and he saw that it would benefit him when he got to high school. This is something that he shared with us in junior high. And he also expressed the benefit for him having this computer, because then he can do his homework at home, and he'll be able to type up stuff and send it, to his teacher that way, or print it off. So he had very good academic intentions when it came to setting this goal that he expressed to us. And so therefore, at the time we said, okay, it sounds like something that we could, work towards. And we also talked about where the money would come from. And it would come from his own gifts that he received. So one of the things that I suggested for him to do is to ask for, money for his birthday. And he agreed to that, because in that way, this money would go towards his financial goal that he was setting to have a computer. And so we continued to do that. He only has a birthday once a year, Christmas one time, and in between that, sometimes he got, a little few change here and there. So it did take a little bit long, and he experienced, the process of setting financial goals and having to be patient and having to wait until that goal comes to fruition. And there were times that he became impatient. He dealt with impatience and he didn't want to do it anymore. But as his mom, I continued to encourage him just by saying it was a wonderful idea what he was doing. And there were times too that I financially helped him, just here and there, give him money to just encourage. That way he can see that, it was a good thing that he was doing. And so there were times that also he became tempted, because during that time, the Xbox 360, the first Xbox 360 was coming out. By this point, he had already saved up some money. So now he was tempted to spend this money on the new Xbox 360. And yes, it sounds like that was a better idea, because that was instant gratification. That would satisfy, the temporary and the right here and now. But even in this process of the financial goal, we had to teach him that we cannot just want to satisfy the here and now, but to keep the end in mind and what he wanted out of it, the outcome, and remind him of that he wanted this to benefit him with school, to make typing and to make printing his assignments and doing his homework and being able to research. We wanted him to know that this way you don't have to go to the library anymore. You don't have to go to your friend's house to do your homework or to research, because now you'll have your own computer in your home. So we shared with him a lot of the benefits that would come out of him having his own computer. And now the choice of a Mac was his choice. So yes, he could have chosen, but that's what he wanted. So this was also a choice that we gave to him and allowed him to work towards that goal. And so we just wanted to find ways to continue to encourage him in the goal that he set and be there as a supporting system for him and continue to motivate and encourage when those times came where he was tempted, like he was with wanting that Xbox, and then when he wanted to give up because it just seemed like, he knew how much it costs to get the computer, and every time that he reevaluated and every time that he checked in and count his money, to him he looked, like it was so far from the end. But in the end, he did end up saving it. And what we did also is he mentioned, and what we did too is we mentioned to other supporting adults what his goal was. So when it came to birthdays and Christmas, because we shared with them what his goal was and what he wanted to do, then they saw that this was so important to him. And so what they started doing is they sacrificed as well. And they gave him more than what they would normally do around his birthday and around the holidays. But they knew also that by us expressing that to them, that they were helping to invest. They were helping to invest in his education and in his future and his academics to make sure that his grades stay up. So that way he was always having his homework done and he didn't have to spend late nights going to the library or friend's house or anything like that. So they saw also, because we expressed that, the benefit to them helping to support him. And so, therefore, in the end, he was able to get the computer. And I'm sure, and I just believe in my heart that he ended up verbalizing this goal as he got older and wanting a car. He did the same thing. He said he wants to save up for a car. So he got a job and he wanted to save up for this car and also make payments and choose a car and then choose the payment to where he can afford it and be able to also pay for the insurance. So this experience that my son had with and also with us teaching him to invest in himself and in his own future financially, he was able to use the method as he got older. So once he got a driver's license, he was able to then use that same method into saving up for a car and also saving up for parts to the car. So there were times where if he needed new tires and he know that season's coming where he's going to need new tires by winter, he would then put the money aside and save up for the tires. And then also too, I find that what his levels of importance change and priority change as he got older. So when we asked him what he wanted for his birthday, he would say, well, I just wanted a pair of new tires. So then his level of priority changed when he also got that car. So no longer he was asking for things that were just going to satisfy the here and now, like what he did when he wanted the Xbox 360. But as he got bigger things and knew that he had to now set his mind towards taking care of those things and being responsible, when he asked for things, it was more focused on the things that he asked for that would benefit him in the long run as opposed to a short term. And so this is what I'm encouraging us as parents to do today, to continue to do that, to continue to make small goals. And it might seem like nothing right now by taking your child to the store and letting them use their money. But eventually these practices and experience that you are creating for your child will grow into other experiences and they will be able to apply these experiences in another level, in another way as they get older. And so parents today, if you're doing that, continue, because you are making a financial investment. If your child and you seem like you're overwhelmed by, the finances of keeping them in sports and keeping them playing instruments, just be rest assured today that you are investing financially in them. The doors will open for them to utilize these skills and ability later as they grow older and as they grow up. And so I don't want you to be discouraged like I was, because I had that experience where I had my child in drums for a year and became discouraged. And so I just stopped. And I regret that till this day, of stop putting him even when he had a disinterest and he just wanted to go outside and play because he didn't want to practice. I stopped investing in him by letting him play the drums. And so he also grew up regretting not to continue and regretting not having the interest. But we as parents need to be that support system for them, even when they don't want to do it, even when they lack the self-discipline to be able to sit and to play the instrument and to go through practice when it's a nice, warm, and sunny day out and their friends are outside. We have to be that support system for them, and we have to help them to get to that place so they can see that this is an investment. I'm investing in your future, and I want you to learn to invest in your own future as well. But we have to teach them. And so hopefully that what I've shared with you, you can apply, and then can just to also to remind you to continue to do what you're doing now. Those little moments of letting them spend their money and letting them see that if they don't have the correct amount to purchase, allow them to save. Say, oh, we can come back, we'll save up, we'll continue to save up, and we'll come back and buy it. So then they know that they have to reach that goal. It's a goal, and it might seem $1 might seem small, $2, $3 might seem small, but it's a goal that they can attain at that age until they get older and they can set bigger goals and be able to use that same method to attain and reach those bigger goals. And also take advantage of and let other supporting adults know that are in your children's lives as well what your goals are for them and what you're trying to reach. You'll be surprised that when you share this at the right time, there will be people and family members and even non-family members that they're looking for opportunities of ways to invest in some child. And so you will be surprised the many adults will come along and would want to partner with you in making a financial investment in the life of your child. And so be encouraged today and continue to invest today for your children tomorrow. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to also share this video so others will also know, as parents and supporting adults and grandmas and grandpas and fathers, stepfathers and stepmothers, how they too can make an investment today for their children tomorrow.